Jeff Passan has dropped a bombshell rumor in regards to the New York Yankees, and this is absolutely shocking, as there's been a lot of discourse surrounding this situation, but many fans did not expect this to come around this early, and we're going to break all of it down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Yankees Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. Guys, if you're part of that 78% that's not subscribed to Yankees Digest, you guys have been killing it with the views, the likes, the subscribes recently. Let's keep it up. Let's stay on that grind, guys. Thank you so much for the continued support. But let's jump into this video. There's a lot to discuss. The New York Yankees are always known to be active in the trade market, and one team it feels like they're constantly robbing from, or not robbing from, but constantly ending up with their players is the Pittsburgh Pirates. Based off the thumbnail, the intro video, and where I'm going already, I think you could probably figure out what I'm going to say next, which is the rumors have already begun on none other than Livvy Dunn's boyfriend, Paul Skeens, or known as a superstar pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Paul Skeens. Now, look, in regards to this, obviously, he's locked up for long term as he's only in his second MLB season, got brought up less than a year ago still, maybe around a year ago now, but Paul Skeens has been nothing short of phenomenal. He's showing that he's going to be just if this keeps up, he looks like he's going to be a Hall of Fame pitcher. The man's potential is unbelievable. Once a two-way player, started to focus on pitching, and Paul Skeens is a complete and utter monster. Now, the Yankees fans have already been talking that, yep, the same year that Gerrit Cole's contract runs out, the same year that Carlos Rodon's contract runs out. So does Paul Skeens, and he hits free agency for the first time, so it's a great chance for the Yankees to reload. And there's been a lot of talk about how the Yankees are going to try to pull that off once that happens. But there's already been a lot of discourse surrounding Paul Skeens, and Jeff Passan mentioned it, which has really kickstarted all of this. I mean, taking a look at what Passan said, he said the truth is there will be teams that ask about Paul Skeens at the deadline this year, and I don't anticipate that he's going to be moved, but there's a real argument to be made that the best thing for the Pittsburgh Pirates would be to move Paul Skeens while he has the most value. Now, right now is when Skeens is going to have the most value for a while, and this is because he's locked up on a cheap rookie contract for the foreseeable future. Once the arbitration years and all that stuff ends, then yes, Skeens will hit that point where he's going to be a free agent and he's going to command a ton of money, imagining that he continues to pitch at this level, if not get better. Because of that, there's been a lot of discourse surrounding multiple teams, and none more than the New York Yankees, as the Yankees are known to go after guys like this. This does make sense for the Yankees to try to trade, and now it would cost a haul of all hauls for the New York Yankees to pull this one off. Skeens this season has a 1.5 WAR and a 2.63 ERA, which is actually rising his career ERA as it was in the ones last year. Now, he started 9 games this year, and look, the record's not great because the Pirates suck. There's no way around it. They're not a good team, and the 6'6", 260-pound pitcher has been a monstrosity for opposing batters. But for the Pittsburgh Pirates, they do struggle to do anything else well. Now, his whip is at a 1.006, which is really impressive. The whip for his career is under because last year he was pitching better than this year, despite the fact that this year he also is pitching incredibly well. Skeens is one bad man, and the Yankees pitching rotation, it's top heavy. I mean, Carlos Rodon's been solid after a slow start to the season, and Max Fried is the Cy Young right now. He's the ace, he's the Cy Young, and look, he's got a 1.11 ERA, which is the best in the American League. He's not lost a game yet with the most wins in the American League. All his stats show that he's the best pitcher in the American League and arguably the planet this season for the New York Yankees, which has been awesome. Guys like Ryan Yarbrough have stepped in and pitched a few games, having a 370, which is not bad. Clark Schmidt did have a good game against the New York Mets today. Now, this was his ERA before this game, so that's important to note. Meanwhile, Carlos Carrasco got DFA'd for just the lackluster performing and Clark Schmidt coming back. Marcus Stroman got put on the 10-day DL, and we haven't heard anything about him in over a month, so that's interesting. On top of that, we've seen Will Warren pitch where he's been up and down. Recently, he has been getting a bit better, though, which is important to note, so maybe he's figuring it out. So the Yankees do have just this ragtag group of pitchers, but they could get a lot better in a lot of different ways. Now, there's been talk about multiple different pitchers the New York Yankees could go after, and Paul Skeens definitely does feel like a long shot. As Passan said, it's likely that Skeens does not get moved this year, but this is going to continually be a conversation surrounding the Pittsburgh Pirates and the New York Yankees in turn. Zach Kaplan mentioned that according to Sportico, the Pirates made $287 million in revenue and spent $118 million on payroll, meaning only 41% of their revenue went towards building a better team. Paul Skeens is well aware of this, and he's even said, we better grow. If we don't grow, it's a completely lost season. So Skeens already is feeling it and is basically upset that he's at an all-star, Cy Young, MVP-esque level of pitching. However, the team's bad. They're objectively not good, and there's not a whole lot to love going on in Pittsburgh. They have a few young, exciting players, but at the end of the day, it's not going anywhere. They're going nowhere fast right now, and the New York Yankees can capitalize. They're in a time where they're trying to win now. Now, Skeens also solves your long-term and your short-term pitching in regards to an ace. On top of that, if you're able to pull it off, that'd be insane. It would cost your entire farm system effectively, and the Yankees farm system isn't good, so it would literally cost the entire farm system. So it becomes what the Yankees are willing to part with here. So that's really where the questions then lie. We look at the New York Yankees top 11 guys. George Lombard absolutely is involved in this trade. Spencer Jones is involved in this trade. Ben Hess is involved in this trade. Bryce Cunningham, maybe. Roger Carias, probably not. Elmer Rodriguez Cruz, very likely so. There's a few different players, a good amount of them, who are on this list and would be involved in a trade for Paul Skeens. That could also involve other players on the New York Yankees as well. Jason Dominguez comes to mind. There's a bunch of guys who would get thrown at the Pirates for them to pull this off, because it would be one of the bigger hauls in recent memory for a trade. Now, first of all, you do this trade over Sandy Alcantara any day, especially with the way Sandy's pitching this season, but just on top of the fact that Skeens makes way more sense because of the long-term security and would cost basically more than almost any player, not any player in the MLB, but almost any player in the MLB. The most valuable player in trade assets, definitely Shohei Ohtani, but Aaron Judge is also up there for clarity, and as long as Shohei's not pitching, it probably is Aaron Judge or Paul Skeens. So Skeens is right up there at the top. He's the most valuable pitching asset, or just most valuable pitcher right now, because he's young, because he's on that cheap deal, and the future is so bright for the man, that he does become this asset where you offer just all of these prospects, basically. Not all of them, but you know what I mean. A good chunk of your top prospects in order to bring in Paul Skeens and to try to win now. That's what you would have to do. Now, Lombard, he would be gone. He's got an 890 OPS this season with an average at nearly 300, which is very solid. He's had 32 hits in 197 at-bats, that are 107 at-bats. Yeah, I knew 197 is definitely not a 300 average, but he's had 15 RBIs as well. He's been very promising. Yankees fans love him, and they want him to be the shortstop of the future, as Yankee fans are growing a bit tired of Anthony Volpe. In the same turn, what we'd also see is Ben Hess get added into this. Hess has a 3.23 ERA right now, but he's been a strikeout machine. In 30 innings pitched so far, he has 45 strikeouts and a whip of 1.01. So the ERA is a little higher than what you'd expect, but at the same time, it shows that the man is an elite pitcher still, just has had his moments. That didn't go his way. On top of that, we also look at a guy in Spencer Jones who would be gone. Jones, in 92 at-bats this season, has 21 home runs. It's a 220 batting average. He's got 9 home runs in that span as well. The man's hitting with insane power. He's an elite fielder. Also, 926 OPS, very, very solid. Or .926, I should say. Very, very solid. So, a lot to like about Spencer Jones as well. All these guys would be thrown in the trade. And again, it's probably not all that would be thrown in the trade. Maybe there'd be more. There probably would be more, in all fairness. It's Paul Skeens after all. So it is something that would cost the Yankees effectively everything they have. But if you ask me, very likely going to be worth it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I know you guys don't love these trade videos, so I only make like one a week. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Yankees.